Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, hello guys, my name is Fathan Karim. So, in this session, I to be a teacher of the day at this time. So, in this session, I want to teach you about prototyping in Figma. So, this basically is lesson is not in this class, but because the last time when I in junior high school in IDN, I learned about a design just a little, and I want to repeat this lesson to everyone. But this lesson is not like a lesson IDN, but this is like a simple one. Okay, so now let's get started. That's name that lesson today is prototype moving objects with prototyping in Figma. Okay, so before we start prototyping, I want to introduce a Figma. So what is a Figma? Figma is a platform, uh, the platform to make like a designing system. Example, you are in the UI UX designer. So this is what's the platform for you, like to make an UI user interface, user experience, or like a designing a poster more. So if you comparing Figma and other application, like for example like a Canva or something, so this is for the designer because this is was more tools, and that is very complex and very have advanced tools in it. Okay, so that's about the Figma. So let's get started to the next is prototype. Okay, we're gonna before I show you, we're gonna explaining about prototyping. Yeah, so Figma prototyping, the features to allow you to create interface flows that explore how a user many interacts with your designs. So basically, like if you are the people who made like applications, which is like maybe Android or maybe something, and you might like click a button, something will be like to change the other screen, right? So if you want to make like a concept application, um, for example, if you don't know how to make transition using programming, so you want like make something like concept application in Figma, you can use a prototype of prototype features to showing the visual one. Okay, so the features of prototype. So basically, the prototype is using to preview the interaction and user flows, and basically, it used for animate the objects or presentations with these prototype features. That's about the prototyping in Figma. Okay. Okay, so now I want to show you some example the prototype features, and we're gonna see what is useful for this one. Okay, so let us show you the example. Okay, so this is was the example of the prototype. So I made this one in long time ago. That is user UI UX of food. So this is like the first. This is the current of the home screen in here, and this is was the buttons. And usually, if you click buttons, it will change on the screen like this. This is like the inside of this topic. And if you click back, or maybe like you click a lot this one to favorites, this will eliminate it. You can back to, and every time I click it, there's animation in here. So it can, so you know that's in prototype you can animate object too in here. So this is example, and if you have a long a screen, it can be scroll like this. And the main point, the prototype is the concept to make some transition or user flows in here. So this is example for moving in user interfaces. Okay, we're gonna next to the presentation. So this is the easy to make prototype in presentation. For example, you want to make animate presentation, you can make in Figma prototype. So first slide, I have example of my slide. Okay, wait, it's loading. Wait. So now I want to uh, show you the second example of my prototype. It's slide. It's not possible, just like this. Okay, I think it's not possible. I like this. So this is made some a fading transition. So basically, if you use a Figma presentation, there's no fading transition, right? Okay, I think this is internet issue, so I cannot show out. Okay, let's go to the next. Now the third example is animating objects with prototype. So this is example of animated objects. So I have prepared six object in here. The first is switch. So the example, if you want to click the switch, it will be turned on like this. So it can be switched on and turned off. Okay, and now the second is love button. So like this first, and also like example, if I move the cursor here, the image will be moved like this or like this. And also, the prototype features can be I use the objects to redirect to the link or website. So, example, when I click a YouTube buttons, it will be redirect to the my channel. So, the prototype can use like that. Okay, so that's about the examples. I know I want to show it all. Okay, now we're gonna start the simple way to make a prototype in Figma. Okay, so now we're gonna make a transition effect. So now I want to open the new file. Okay, okay, for this testing, we don't want to make the harder, so this is was the simple. Okay, for this time I rename the file is test. Okay, okay, so before we want to make some transition, so we need to have the screen frame first. So basically, if you want to make objects inside of the screen, we need to add some frames. So first, click F or click frame icon in here, and we're gonna choose the phone frame. For example, we choose iPhone frame. Okay, so this is was an iPhone frame. Okay, so now we're gonna make a first screen here, and now we're gonna make some text. For example, we're gonna try make letter A in here. So this is example. It's the first screen, and now we're gonna make duplicates as a second screen here. And because uh, we are in second screen, we edit to this B. Okay, this is for example where we are on the second screen. Okay, so now we are made some buttons here. So now we're gonna make buttons. So we're gonna use a shape. For example, we use a rectangle, and we make a rectangle like this. Okay, now for example, and now we're gonna add the duplicate in second screen like this, and we're gonna change color to blue. Okay, okay, so that's for example. And now we're gonna need to make the buttons work. So for example, if we click this red buttons, it will be just to the second screen, and when we uh, click this blue button, we'll be back to the first screen. So now first we changed mode to the prototype modes to make a prototype. So now we're gonna hover the cursor to the objects like this, and you can see here there's a plus buttons, and now you drag the plus button to here, drag to the second screen. Now, so this is was so what this button do. So this is first like this is if I tap this button, and will be like navigate to the selected frames, and in this third box here, there's some reference option, and this is usually is for animation option here. For example, we're gonna add transition, move in. I move out like this. So move out like this, and now we're gonna add the other buttons in the other screen. And now we're gonna go to other screen with this blue button. So now we function the blue button to the first screen, and now we make this one to animation like this. Okay, so now we're gonna start here. Okay, so don't forget to add some flow. So now to add flow, we got go to this frames, and you can see in the right there, that is the starting point here. So this is the function to start the first frame. Okay, now how to test the prototype. So to test prototype, you can go to this play button in the right side here, and now click to launch the prototype tab. Okay, now this is what for example. So now when I click these red buttons, it will be changed to the second screen, and when we click a blue button, it will change to first screen. So that's example to change the transition. Okay, so that's all. And after we make transition, we gonna test to animate the objects. So now let's make object to be animated. So what is object to be? So what we can use object to be animated? So the first one, I made you some example. So you can animate object. For example, you can animate this switch or animate some buttons to be animate like this. Okay, now we're gonna start to make objects. Okay, now we go back again to this test here. Okay, now we're gonna make some objects. So for example, we're gonna make like a circle. For example, when we click the circle, it will be changed to green, and when we press again, it will change to red. Okay, now we're gonna add circle. Press O to change like a circle shape. Okay, like this. Okay, I don't forgot back to design. And now we're gonna to change the colors. For example, we're gonna choose red, and we're gonna make the second object green. For example, or maybe yeah, green. Okay, so this is basically uh we already to test change color. We use the transition like this. Okay, so now if you want to put some multiple buttons in the one frames, you can use the features. So now we're gonna to block this one, block these two shapes, and we go to here, components, and click here, create component set. Okay, this is will be made as some components. So this is will be as a group to be a prototype. It. Okay, now we're gonna back to get the circle here, and we're gonna go to prototype. Okay, so now we're gonna go to drag this plus button to the other shape here. Okay, so now we're gonna actions. When we tap these buttons, we're gonna animate here. For example, dissolve, and we're gonna add the second shape like this too. Okay, so now let's try test here. Wait. Okay, so how to add these objects here? Okay, so to know the objects, we can to rename these objects. The first, like you can rename this one as a circle like this, and now you can find in asset. So this is a asset. So this asset will be appears if you make some component set. If you are doing it. Now you need to drag this objects to the frame here. Okay, so now let's test. We're gonna go to type screen. Okay, wait. Do. It's not appears. Okay, repeat. Okay, We test like this. Okay. Okay, so this is a circle here. And when we press a circle, you can see it will be changed to green here. Like this. So this is simple way to make animate objects. Okay, so we add one more time. So let's make the objects to be animate. So example, I want to make a switch. We're gonna add some shapes, uh, like rectangle, and we made like this. Okay, now we made make this curve, and we're gonna add the strokes. Okay, so this is to make switch like this. We're gonna make the first object is like a rectangle, and use a stroke with the 4, and we're gonna add the circle here as the switch. Okay, wait, circle. Okay, we're gonna put in this one, and we're gonna change to red. Okay, okay, like this. Okay, and then we're gonna make component first for this object. Oh yeah, for first, we need to group these objects to don't go anywhere. So don't forget to group these objects that we made. You can press the Ctrl G to group an object. Okay, and now we're gonna wait. And we're gonna to duplicate these objects. And the second object we put it down here and select update objects, and we're gonna create the component again. Okay, so this makes make sure this the two groups has been grouped in the components. Okay, in the second objects, we made this object is the on position. Okay, for example, we drag circle to here, and we're gonna make the switch to blue. Okay, wait, it's not appearing. Okay, like this, for example. Okay, now we're gonna make a prototype. Okay, so now for the first object, we create a second object. Okay, on type action, so we're gonna add like, and now we're gonna test here. We're gonna add to asset. Okay, we're gonna test these objects. Okay, so now this is the objects. First, if you click like switch this one, it will be changed like this. Okay, so we want to make this circle moving to right and left, not using like fading like this. Okay, so because I think this switch is not is like a fading, and this is we want to make the circle is moving to the left and right. And now the first we're gonna back again to the editor page. Okay, so if you want to make this object is animating like a sliding automatically, and we don't forget again, go to this alliance, and we don't forget to change this change this animation, and we choose this smart animate. Okay, so this is the function it use when we move the objects, and when the second object is the same, it will be detected, or maybe like a first screen, the first object is on the left, when we on the second is on the right, but it will be animating and sliding. Okay, we're gonna add this all them to smart animate. Okay, okay, now after we setting again, so let's test. It's not click. Hold on. Okay, after we click this one, let's test. Okay, let's try again. So now you can see when we use the smart animate function, you can see the shape will be moved like this. So if you click this off button, it will be switched to on with animating like sliding and like this one. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's about how to make a prototype functions in here. Okay, so so that's about the lessons. So thank you for watching this teacher of the day. I hope you guys uh, know know how to use this function, and I apologize and sorry when I have a mistake. And the last say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.